Hi friends, it's Sheree. How's everyone doing today? Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you're here. I'm here today to do a by subscriber request video, and that is this was a by subscriber request video where someone asked me how I save the little golden spine. So there's a video where I just do this. I just focus on turning it inward and how I do that and make it into a cover like that. So since then, I thought since I did it with this, these are the type of spines that I do with a traveler's notebook style, where you use elastics and the signatures are removable, or the pages, whatever you want to, rearrange them, whatever you want to do. So anyway, yeah, this is how I do the spines and the cover. And so since then, I went ahead and put some pretty paper in here. Isn't that gorgeous for a Barbie? I just picked this out at random. I wasn't like, I want to do a Barbie journal, because I have a pile of books here, about a dozen, that I want to make into journals, children's books. There's a Mickey Mouse one, and there's some other little golden books and things. So anyway, this was near the top, and I've never made a Barbie journal, and all the other Barbie books, little golden books, I've got a few, and I've just sold them in my shop. I thought this one was so pretty. I thought I'd really like to make a journal out of this one day. So anyway, it was on the top, and I did the little spine here. So this is, to show how I saved the golden spine, and I reinforced it. And you can watch that video. Go back and watch that video if you want. But it was by a subscriber request one. Anyway, since then I covered here with some pretty paper, and I put this fabric. I always put fabric inside the spine, even though you have a little golden book spine here. You don't need, you don't put fabric out here. It's all nice and reinforced under here with cardboard, and then I do the masking tape like I usually do, or not masking tape, but duct tape, and then I put my fabric here and this pretty paper. So now the next step is to put some elastic in there. So this is the elastic that I'm going to use on this one, and of course it matches the book. And I got a package of these elastics. This is not the package it came in. I just put them all in this Ziploc bag, sandwich size Ziploc bag to contain them. But I got a package that had these several different colors. As you can see, all of these came in one package from Amazon. And if I don't have it linked below, I'll try to remember to look up my link and link it below. But yeah, you can get if you just want one color, you can get a spool of one color, but it's kind of expensive because a lot comes on the spools, from what I saw. And I wanted different colors, and these are long enough. In fact, I think I usually have, like, I used this light blue one, and I have this much left. I don't know how many inches it is, but you can see I have quite a bit left here from where I did this on one of the little golden books. So it's not like you use the whole thing even on one little golden book. So there's plenty in one to do a little golden book, is what I'm saying, is what I'm getting at. So, and then you have all these colors, and it wasn't a bad price if I don't remember, I mean, if I do remember, right? So what I do, all I need is, I've got my cover ready, I've got my elastic, and I use my crocodile. So if you I like the crocodile because it doesn't make the holes too big. So if you don't have a crocodile, you could use, I think I wouldn't advise using a regular. I mean, I think the holes are just too big if you use a regular, hole punch. Like, they're about the size of the big hole. If you use a regular, you know what I'm talking about, right? Just a regular hole punch like this. The holes, I feel like, are a little bit too big. I mean, I guess you could do it. You could try it, and it might be all right. But I've always just used the small hole here. So if I didn't have this, I would probably just use my awl, or borrow one from my husband. He has a bigger one. Mine's pretty small. The hole that my awl makes is pretty small. But you can, kind of go around and make it a little bigger. Or my husband has one you know, out in his garage. So, or not his garage, our garage. It's not his, it's ours. But anyway, yeah, he has one, and I might borrow his in order to make a hole the size I want. That's just an alternative if you don't have a crocodile. So first of all, and I do use actually to make the hole in the middle here, I do use not my X-Acto knife. Let me grab my awl here. It usually falls down inside. Here it is. Okay, it's my little box of supplies here that I keep nearby. So, yeah, so that I use in the middle. I forgot, I just thought about that. I do use that in the middle. So let's poke our holes for the strings on the tops first. So I want the hole as close to the top as I can get it, but I don't want it like going off the edge or anything like that. So you just have to I just eyeball it. I don't measure or anything like that. I don't really think it's necessary to measure. There's some paper in my hole here, even though I'm not going to be using that one. Let's clean that out. Quick like a bunny. Okay. So let's take the little hole. This is the bigger one. This is the smaller one. And I just put it over, and I do it from the outside because I want to see, you know, I want one hole on each. See, here's one golden spine, and here's the other golden spine. There's the two sides. And so I want one on one and one on the other. So I'm going to put it down past the top, but just a little bit, because this matters, because the lower you have it, the smaller or shorter your pages are going to have to be. Your pages have to fit in between the elastic that you put in here, and it has to be below the elastic, or the elastic is going to rub on there when you're turning the pages, taking them in and out, and it will tatter your pages. So you need it as close to the top as you can get, but not, you know, you don't want to accidentally punch your hole like halfway through the top of this, and then your spine's just messed up. So anyway, I'm going to put it down past the top, but not too far down. Kind of get it in the middle of this little section here. And I think that is good right there. Yep, I think that is good. I'm going to go for it here and just punch it. And of course your crocodile punches right through. See, there's my hole, my first hole. Okay, so of course it leaves a little thing in your little divot in your your hole. So you got to get that out of there. So you can punch the next one. And I go ahead and punch the next one. So we're just going to keep going until we punch 2 holes on the top and 2 holes on the bottom. So I'm eyeballing it, putting right next to that other hole, and about the same, you know, trying to get the same distance from the top. So about right. You can kind of squeeze down before you punch with your crocodile. Make sure, kind of see, you know, look and see, and it looks like it's in a good spot there in the middle of this section here. The top of this section. Same distance from the top. Okay, punch, and be careful when you pull it off, because there is fabric underneath that could get caught up in your crocodile, and you don't want to, you know, rip anything off there. So that looks good. There it is from the inside. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like from the outside. Right here. Okay, and then we do the bottom. Get my divot out of there. I'll see if I can do this a little faster now that I've explained it. I don't need to explain it again. It's just the same thing, but on this bottom part. So we're just going to punch. I don't want to rush, because I've never done this on video, and there's a reason for that, because I just like to take my time and make sure it's right. So this is the first time I've done it on video, but I'm doing it for you all, and especially for the person that requested it. Okay, so there's one. Now the second one. My crocodile squeaky. You hear that little squeak? That's my crocodile. That's funny. I'm not oiling it. refuse. I don't know if you're supposed to oil these things. I've never oiled it, and I've had it for quite a few years. All right, I am punching my hole. Punching my hole. If it's this like super tiny bit off, it almost like, I don't think it really matters, because you're just putting your elastics through and it's going to be what it is, you know, type of thing. It is what it is type of thing. Okay. So like I said, be careful when you're taking it out. You don't want to mess anything up if you don't have to. Here's my divot. Just fill out. Okay. So now we're going to get our, let me go ahead and poke my hole in the middle. So, you know, I've got under here, we've got the little golden spines, which are cardboard. Then I've got another piece of cardboard under there supporting this and reinforcing it. And then I've got my fabric. So I got to poke through, you know, these holes are going through all of that. So anyway, like I always do with a one signature journal, I just kind of eyeball the middle. And so this is about like at the middle, probably about right there. So I'm going to put my hole here for another piece of, there's two pieces, we're going to divide this into two pieces of elastic. So the other one piece, this is where the closure goes in here. And I do have to kind of like make this a little bigger because my awl is so thin, and that's what I want, but sometimes if you need a hole a little bit bigger, you just do that. And then I'll show you, actually, through this hole, I think I've used my needle threader to get the elastic through there. So I'll get my needle threader in a minute, and when we do that, I'll show you how I do that. But anyway, so for this, now the key is there's different ways to do this, okay? But you know, you want your elastics on the inside, so you kind of have to remember, and you can write it down if you can't remember, but to the way you do this so that your elastics end up on the inside and not the outside, right? Because that's where you put it through. You put your papers through the elastics, and that's how you get your signatures. So I start at the bottom. Do I start at the bottom? No, I think I start at the top. Start at the top, go in, and because you want to end up at the top, you start at the top. If you want to end at the bottom, you start at the bottom. I believe that's how it is. Hopefully we won't have to do this over, and I'm doing it right. And you see I haven't cut anything off yet. I just opened it up and started threading. So it went in there. This is the back part of the spine. You don't have to do the back first. You can do the front first, but I'm doing the back first. And then coming through the bottom hole and just pull a bunch through. Okay. Probably a little bit more than that. Probably a lot more than that, actually. Okay, we can always pull more through before we're done, said and done here. But now I'm going to go through this hole right next to the hole on the bottom. Okay. So let me show you the inside. See, there's our first little string where our pages are going to go, and then this is going to be our second string. And you want this tight. You want this tight, but not like stretched. You know what I mean? You don't want to pull it so hard that you're stretching it. Just taut. All right. So then you put your hole. You've got you came through your second hole there. You're going through your top hole here again, next to the other one. Out and out. Now I've got plenty. So what I do here, I like to, in case I need to loosen it up, or the person that gets this journal wants to loosen it up, I try to leave plenty up here. Plenty of elastic. Okay, and this is probably too much, but just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to leave all of this. Okay, so let's make sure we're taut here. I would say that's taut without being stretched. That one could be a little tighter. Okay, so that, I think, see how it looks nice and neat there, and it looks nice and neat on the outside. All you see is that, and you're going to see a little bow up here. So I just tie a little bow, a little knot. Well, let's cut it off at this point because it's actually a little bit too much. Let me see how the bow is going to be. Let's go ahead and I tie a knot and a bow. And this is could be if I have to loosen it up and make the bow make this shorter, that'll be a good demonstration on, you know, how anyone can loosen it up once it's said and done. Okay, so there's a knot. That's keeping everything taut. And then I tie a little bow. So it's not too bad. Let me see how. See, that's going to be hanging down. I guess that's okay. I guess I can leave that. Because then I usually will do the tassel and I'll hook it onto here too. I'll hook it like right on there, I believe is what I do. Okay, so let's cut a piece so this looks copacetic. We're going to cut this right here. And there you go. That piece is done. This is ready for our pages now, for our signatures, once we do them. So now we've got this hole to deal with, and this is the closure. So you see, I think you probably understand how you can untie this, and like say you get a lot of, you say it's okay like this for when I'm done with it. But somebody gets this and they just load it up, and it's just like, I need more room here. They can untie this and loosen up the strings, and they don't even have to take everything out. Just loosen up the strings and then retie it. They'll have plenty to retie it tighter, and these will be shorter. But there's plenty of room to do that. I think that's probably pretty self-explanatory. Okay, let me grab my needle threader. So this is a very tight hole since I used my, I'll try it without. See, I have to get, what you have to do is get two of these threads through there. The two ends. So I'm going to measure, actually. See if I can measure a little bit here. It has to go around. So let's measure around. It's going to go like this around the journal. And here's our hole right here. Not that that matters. We're just really measuring around. And then I have to have enough to tie. I tie a double knot inside. You'll see when we do it, but inside the spine. So this is probably enough, but I'm going to leave a little bit more again, because as the journal gets fatter, somebody might want to loosen this up. So I'm going to leave probably about like that. That should be plenty. So I'm going to cut it off right here. And see, I have a little bit left, like I showed you in that other. So if I round, see. So yeah, I have that left. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I have it. So now I've got to get both of these ends through that little hole in the middle here. So I'm going to see if I can get one through there without the needle threader. I think I've always used the needle threader. Yep. See, it's just a little, it's pretty tight, but I want it tight. I don't want a big, I don't want a big hole there. If you want a bigger hole there, go for it. But I like a little hole there. It's almost like you don't see it. So there's one. I don't think I've ever tried two at the same time. I think I've always just done one. So let's do one. Oh wait, I'm doing it the wrong way. Hold on. I got to pull it in this way. So yeah, we got to pull the ends in this way. So there it is. That's my needle threader. And I'm pulling it through one end. Sorry, I'll try to open it up and show you. It just, be careful with your needle threader. You got to pull pretty hard. And this is a good strong one, but it is old. I got it at a thrift store. There's probably, it's probably vintage, but I kind of hold on to the bottom part here so I don't destroy this, because I love this needle threader. So I don't really want to break it. So I'm kind of holding on to that bottom part and pulling. See if it'll pop through for me. Here it comes. And you don't want to, again, you want to be careful. Be gentle. Go slow. You don't want to destroy your spine here. I'm not destroying it. I'm just, okay, here it comes. All right. Where's the end? Let's see which one is the end. Oh, here's the end here. Okay, I'm going to pull this side. This side is the end. So I'm just pulling on the elastic now to get it through. Am I pulling the elastic? No, I'm pulling. Yeah, I'm pulling the elastic. I'm pulling the wrong side. Okay, there we go. Okay, there's one. See, it's a little, that's why I don't do it on video, or I've probably never done it on video. It's a little tedious. and you got to be careful, but this is how you do it. Okay, now I've got to get another hole through there, another strand through there. So I wonder if I can. I don't want to poke through my. I'm trying to remember how I actually do it. Do I poke 2 holes? I don't think so. I think I'm just going to try to poke through next to this one and make sure I can get another piece of elastic through there. Okay, so I'm kind of making the hole a little bit bigger. I think I tried to go through the same hole. I think I did right next to this elastic without piercing the elastic, you know, through. So I'm not in this elastic that I already have through here. Okay, I'm just kind of like making this hole a little bigger so I can see. I don't know if you can see that, but I made it a little bit bigger so I can get my needle threader in there and try to pull another strand of elastic through there. So that, and again, let's see if I can pull it through. I'm holding on to my spine and here, like on either side. So I'm pushing down on my spine and I'm pulling the metal part of my needle threader with the elastic in it through the hole. And I'm not pulling fast or anything there. You see it's through, and let me pull it up a little bit, and then now I'm going to pull on the elastic. Yeah, I'm pulling on the right side this time. That helps. And there we go. And that is how it's done. So again, so I've got both through there. I'm going to tie a double knot right here, but let me just see how it is. So then you just, when you have it closed, it's going to be like that. So for my purposes right now, I'm going to leave this a little loose because we're going to add signatures, and it's going to get, you know, it's going to get bulky. We're going to add ephemera and stuff, decorations. So I want it to be a little tighter. So I want it to be about like that. See how loose it is right now? We have nothing in there though. So when I'm done making this journal, this will probably be tight. But if it's not, I can undo the double knot and make it tighter, or I can make it looser. Okay, so let's pull it off and go ahead and tie. I want to even these up though. Let's even it up. Even up our elastics inside here. I want the ends to be even. Almost. Almost. A little more tug, and one more tug, and we should be good. You can see how slow I go, right? I just want to get this right. Okay, so those are even. Let me see how loose or not loose it is on the outside now, because I might have to pull them through a little bit. Well, I still got quite a bit of leeway, but let me just pull it out a little tiny bit here. The two to keep them together. Okay, there. Now, they still should be even in here. And they are good enough. So now I'm going to tie a double knot right here. And I could just tie a kind of a loose double knot right now and tie it up later, tighter, but I think I'm going to go ahead. I mean, this is pretty, I think it's easy to untie. So, because it's so big, you know, it's not like a tight piece of string. This is like a big elastic. That's one thing to look out for. This is a bigger elastic. There's thinner elastics and bigger elastics. I got the bigger one. Like I said, I'll try to link the product that I got, because I got this one because, well, I like the colors and I like the strength of it. It's like the strongest elastic that you can get. The other thinner elastic will probably be fine too, but I just wanted this one, you know, so I got this one. But if you already have some of the thinner elastic that you want to try, I say go for it. So yeah, there's that. So like, say if you get this journal and you don't like this in the middle, you can, but it's in the middle of your signatures, but still, you can make it shorter or whatever. But for me, for for my purposes, I need to leave it long for the person that gets it, and they can decide what they want to do. They can loosen it, they can tighten it, they can cut these off, whatever their little heart desires. Anyway, so that is where we're at. So I'll go ahead and make a journal out of this book now that I've got this far. And what I like to do too is hang a little charm from here. This is nice to hang a little charm on when you're all done. I like to do that. And then I like to put a little tassel on, and it comes out to be a really cute journal. So that is how I do it. And on a little golden book. So yeah, if there was anything I maybe forgot to say, let me know. Like if you have a question that I didn't answer, I guess is what I'm saying, let me know. But I think I went through everything pretty good. So anyway, you can see how it looks. If you if somebody got one of these two and they didn't like how big this, they could tie the bow shorter, a smaller bow, and cut some of this off. So it's all, there's lots of options really with a journal like this for the person that gets it. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that answered your questions, and I think it's going to be a cute journal. So stay tuned to see how it turns out. I'll talk to you later.